Yo, we live over here at Dash Radio, BDRadio with Hassan. Mo is in the motherfucking building as always.
What's good?
What's good? How was your weekend?
I had a good weekend, got a little drunk. Nothing too crazy though. It was a good weekend. What about yourself?
Yeah, I had a lot of chocolate cake.
Nice.
So, you know,
Can't complain about that.
I kind of got drunk in a chocolate way.
Yeah. That's strong.
Yeah. Well, vibes. So we have a very special guest with us today. She goes by the name of Tatum Miranda, and on the music side, Venus. Right?
Yes.
Hey, let's make some noise.
What's up, Venus?
What's up?
So, how was your weekend?
Pretty good. Just been relaxing this weekend.
Good.
Are you from out here, Venus?
I've been in LA since 2008.
Okay, so you're
Well,
here
I
now.
feel like it's,
Yeah, you're
my
here.
home now.
Yeah, sure.
Right. So we met actually. We used to live in the same apartment complex, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I do music." I met her through my sister actually, which my mom is in the building too today. So let's make some noise for that. Janie D in the building. So we started just vibing on some music. I think the first time we hung out, I think we just listened to like Enigma,
yeah,
and like just vibes, just Last Mohican vibes, you know what I mean? And it was really cool because, you know, me as a producer, I like that process of sitting with an artist and really having the conversation and really seeing what we can build from scratch. Instead of always just like, okay, these are the beats that I got, and you like any, you can write to them. So it was a very like learning experience, and being able to build it. So I guess talk a little bit about what came about of that, and then your EP or album and where that's at. And
yeah, well, that still I think is one of my top favorite songs, the one that we did together.
Woo! Make some noise for me one time. You know what I'm saying?
It's called Kings versus Queens. I think we're gonna play it in a little bit. It's been a ride. My album is a mixture of a lot of different types of music. I have a lot of different influences. I like a lot of those worldly sounds, live instruments. I'm pushing these songs towards soundtracks because I feel like they just kind of got that movie vibe, especially the one that we did. But I've been working on this for a long time. I have a really great team. I've been working with another producer named Supernova.
Nova, my
he's
man.
Awesome.
He was here, but
he was here.
He want to book 10 things at one time and think he really is Supernova.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nova though. Very, very skilled producer, singer, songwriter, rapper.
Yeah, he's been with me since the beginning. He helped me write and produce pretty much every one of my songs, and the one that you produced, he's rapping on. So
yes, he is. He actually out-rapped me. I submitted a verse and he out-rapped me, so that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this Nova
it was close.
guy.
It was close.
This Nova guy's pretty good.
And then also I have to shout out Ocean Marciano, because he's the one that put me in touch with Nova and my whole team, and also Matt Cash, who's been my engineer and also helped with the writing. And those are kind of my three guys that have helped me finally get this album together. We've been working on it for a long time. The album is called Sub Rosa, which means under the rose in Latin. Has a pretty deep meaning for me, but I'm excited. I think I'm probably aiming for like a Thanksgiving release date.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Explain this deep meaning.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
You can't just fly by. It got a deep meaning.
Yeah.
Under the Rose sounds like,
It's kind of like it's an album. I kind of refer to it as like an album of my secrets, or like a diary album. And back in ancient Rome and like ancient Latin times or whatever, they would put a single rose above the door when they would have a meeting that was held in secret. So anything that was said or talked about in that meeting, if there was a rose above the door, it was like one of those things where what's said here stays here, you can't take it out. So it's kind of like this is an album of my secrets, or,
That's dope.
Wow.
I love that. That's fire.
I love that.
Yeah,
I even got a
fire.
tattoo that says Sub Rose on my back now.
That's so fire.
Let's see it real quick. We can't see it? Or is it one of those tattoos?
No. You can see
that if you're not in the door of the secret room. Okay.
Okay, that's fire.
Make some noise for that. That's hard. Okay, so Sub Rosa coming soon. How many songs is it?
There's 9 songs.
9 songs.
They're pretty long songs, so it feels like a long.
So wait a minute, I have
like 4 minutes on average.
I have a thing about 9. So
Yeah.
was there any meaning of why you chose 9, or it just fell out like that?
No, I was originally going to do 10 because I wanted to keep the album fairly short. I didn't want to have a ton of stuff, but I just happened to end up with
right
with 9, and it felt good, and so that's what we stuck with.
That's good. Well, Thriller is 9.
Yeah.
Thriller is 9 songs, and 9 to go along with the whole the whole deep meaning thing.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that you landed on 9 because 9, it's a very complete number. It's actually really the last number, so there really is no 10. 9 is actually the last number, so there's probably a reason why it ended up like that. Cool. Yeah. So we're definitely gonna play. Are we able to play like a couple off of there?
Yeah.
So you wanna play?
Let's do yours first.
I gotta hear Kings vs Queens. Gotta hear that.
Kings vs Queens, and then the other record.
The other song
called
is called Window.
Window. Okay.
Window.
Cool. All right. So yeah, let's get into Kings vs Queens right now, and produced by me. And I have to say this. I went to a session where she called me, and I go, and there's like a full live orchestra.
Oh yeah,
that's
of
fire.
strings.
I had live strings put into the song.
The beat that I did.
That's
and
fire.
I'm just like, wow, this is like a moment of like it was lit. So I have to say that she definitely got her Quincy Jones on with
that's fire.
with really.
We did the whole album with live strings. Every song.
Album with live strings. I walked
no
in.
one does that shit anymore.
Yeah, I walked in.
And I have no auto tune on this entire album.
She's gonna curse. We're all gonna lose our job because of her cursing. So don't worry about it. Yeah, so I just have to say that because that was a very, very like dope moment. Just for any musician or producer, to watch something come to life like that. It was a beautiful magic moment. So
let's get into that.
Let's get into it right now. All right. So we're back. So tell me, I know you've been doing a lot of modeling, film stuff, because you're actress, it's like triple, it's like quadruple threat. It's like singing, this, that. So tell me a little bit about the movie that you were just killing it in.
Yeah. I'm fairly new to acting. I joined acting school. I go to the Anthony Gilardi acting studio. He's absolutely fabulous. I've been there for about 3 years, and I never really had any want to act at all when I moved to LA. I moved out here strictly for music. That was my thing, and anyone that asked if I wanted to act or tell me I should, I would laugh in their face because I had no interest. And then one day I just woke up and I said, you know what? I know a lot of people in the film industry, and I feel like I should probably try and do something.
Right.
So I joined the acting studio, and I audited a few other ones before that, and I just wasn't feeling it. And I finally found Anthony's, and it's almost a second home to me now. Wow. And since I've been there, I got signed to a management company pretty quickly, and my second audition I walked in on was for a film called Most Likely to Die. And it's a horror film, and I shot this probably 2.5 years ago, and it's had a theatrical release, I think like in early June. And it just came out on Netflix about a week or two ago.
Wow.
So
congratulations.
Congratulations. Make some noise for that. and make some noise for some Netflix and chill with that movie. So you really, what I mean?
Fire.
It's fire.
It's a fun little like 90s throwback slasher. We had a great time filming it. We shot it all out here in California. Perez Hilton is in it. He's actually pretty awesome.
Wow.
It was a lot of fun.
I really like Perez Hilton.
He's great. He's great to work with.
He is a contrary to popular belief, he is a pioneer in the blog world.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He really, he kind of,
Yeah, and his character in the movie was really well suited for him.
Right.
Because he's fairly new to acting as well. He's obviously been in the spotlight for a long time, but I thought out of the whole cast, he was one of my favorite characters because his character is just hilarious.
Wow.
But yeah, so I did that, and that's out. After that, I decided to do a short film last year. And
yes, definitely. See, I was just gonna ask you about this. This is very, very ill.
Yeah, so this was something that started out. It was supposed to be like a small thing. It was a spoken word piece that I had written just about my relationship life. And it started off as a story, and then I condensed it down with the help of some others to a spoken word poem. And we wanted to put some visuals to it because spoken word's getting a lot more popular these days. I feel like a lot more people are doing it. And I wanted to put, maybe like $5,000 and do a little video. And then, when I do something, I have to do it like 1,000%. So by the time I get into it, and then the people that I hired to help me out, it turned out being much, much more than that. But it was totally worth it. The video came out absolutely beautifully. And there are a few things that if I could go back that I would do a little bit differently, probably getting some more help because I was producing, I wrote it, I was acting in it, I did craft services. I basically was the whole team in one, but I did have a lot of help. I had some great partners, but it is hard to concentrate on your acting when you're worrying about everything else that's going on the set. But it was definitely a learning experience for me as a producer. And I built a really good team, and I have a lot of tools now that I'm using on other films that I'm working with now. So it was definitely a blessing, and that video is on YouTube. It's called Toxic Temptation.
Well, I was about to ask where we can find that. When did that come out?
That one, it was under wraps for about a year because we were running it through the film festival circuit. And it played at the IFS Film Festival here in LA a couple months ago. And after it premiered there, I put it up on YouTube. So it's been out just for a couple months.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically a short film for the album in a lot of ways too.
Yeah, it definitely goes along hand in hand with the album.
Yeah, it's almost like Lemonade before Lemonade.
And the same composer that did all the strings for my entire album did the entire score for that short film. Catherine Grealish,
right.
She's wonderful. She's helped me. She's done a lot for me musically.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. So, is there any when you're putting out the album, are you going to be having any like performances? Do you think, or anything like a release?
I'm still figuring it out. I'm definitely going to do a listening party. I'm deciding of how big I want to go with it. Still, I'm not sure yet. And then I'm probably going to do something around a holiday, around Thanksgiving release. I'm probably going to do something big, but I'm still figuring it out.
Are there any features on the album?
There's a couple. Nova is on one of the songs. There's another artist named Ebonique Wool. Ebonique is great, and I wanted to do another song with another female because you don't hear too many tracks with two girls on it. Yeah, it's a fun pop song. And then I have another artist named Izzy Encore Dixon, and he's singing a song called If I With Me, which is probably my favorite song on the album. It's like a big We Are the World type, very worldly song.
That's cool.
Do you have that one done?
Yeah, I have that one.
Yeah, definitely send me that one too. Yeah. I need to hear that one. Yeah. Dope. All right, so yeah, let's get into Window. We're gonna play Window, and then we'll come back and get a little bit more for the Instagram and all the socials and everything. And yeah, so this is Window.
Back at the BD show. That was dope. Window was fire.
It's fire. It's going crazy. The album's going crazy. Okay, so I was being super like unprofessional and being like, yo, what else could I ask real quick? And you know what I mean? And she's been my friend for like 2 years, and I didn't know this. So you lived in Europe for 12 years?
Yeah. I grew up in Europe the first 12 years of my life.
Wow.
I was born in Belgium, but my mother is British, 100%, born and raised in England, and my dad is American, and he was in the military. So they met in Europe and had me, and then we lived in Europe for a long time because of my mom, and then moved to the States as I got older, and then I went to middle school, high school, and college in Alaska before I moved out here.
What? Oh my god! I was not expecting that one. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Where are we going
So
now?
I would say usually that Alaska is my hometown, but I literally have surpassed the amount of time that I lived in Alaska by like a month or two now by living for how long I've been here. So now LA is officially the longest I've ever been anywhere.
Wow, that's crazy. Mom, was it all 12 years Belgium?
No, I was in Belgium, and then I lived in England for a few years. I lived in Italy for 4, and I lived in Iceland for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And I also lived in
Iceland's dope,
Alabama
right?
for a couple of years.
Alabama too?
In Montgomery, Alabama.
Wow, what? That's like you got it all. That's like you hit the whole.
I've been all over.
Yeah.
Isn't Iceland supposed to be more green and Greenland
They
is more
say,
ice?
they say that all the time, but
That's what
it
Mighty
does
Ducks.
get warmer in Iceland than it does in Greenland. But I like to say that Greenland is one big glacier, and Iceland's a bunch of little broken ones.
Oh, wow.
Because there's no green in Iceland besides the like moss on the lava fields. But it is very beautiful. They have waterfalls everywhere, and it's probably one of the most beautiful places that I've lived in the summertime for like 2 months.
That's dope. What part of Italy?
I was in the north. I was at an Air Force base there called Aviano, which I'm not even sure if that's even open anymore. But it was, I think, a couple hours from Venice. Pretty far
Okay,
north.
dope. That's
Yeah.
wild. See, that's all over the place.
That is crazy. So how cold
Love
is it in Iceland?
In Iceland, it gets to the point where you get snowed into your house on a regular basis because it's so windy there. When
need
it does,
Postmates.
Yeah,
when,
you need Postmates,
when
yeah.
it does snow, it blows the snow up against the doors and the windows, so you literally can't open the door until it melts, and so you can be stuck in your house for a few days.
Man, that would freak me out.
That would be bad for me because I don't have any food or anything in the house.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
I would actually die. I would actually be dead.
Yeah, it's great though. It's great.
So moving around all that, how'd you get started singing?
I think I've been singing since I was really young. I always loved singing. My mom always kind of pushed me towards singing because my mom loves singing. And I started modeling when I was really young. And to me, modeling, singing, acting, it's all connected. It's all entertainment. But I think I was just always performing for people when I was a kid. I was making shows and getting up whether they wanted to hear me or not. And I was just always singing for people. So my mom always kind of like, oh, you got to do this. You got to do this. So once I got to high school, I joined choir, and I was, I was one of those choir girls in school. But I think that gave me a lot of the classical training, and the choir that I was in, we actually were one of the best choirs in the country at the time.
Make some noise for that.
So we traveled around the United States. We went to New York. We actually tied for first place in the national competition with New York that year that we went there. And we've been to, we went to England and competed in England as well with my choir. So I had a big, even from Alaska, I had a big choir.
Wow.
So that was a really, really big part of my life for a long time. And then I basically came straight from that out here. And so I have that. I think that's why my music's a little bit different than your average pop music these days.
Okay. But I have one more question. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. What's it like going to middle school, high school in Alaska? Like, what do you do? I have no idea. I'm not even trying to sound like that. Like, what do you do in Alaska? I really have no idea.
This is going to sound really bad, but what I did was a lot of World of Warcraft.
Okay.
And a lot of drinking.
Okay. So, all right. Okay. And what was
but
it like?
fun drinking,
Yeah.
but there's nothing else to do out there but go to house parties and hang out and go to bonfires and get more drunk, and there's a lot of underage drinking in Alaska, I'll say. But
yeah, that's
there's literally nothing else to do there.
And it's just dark. Is it dark 6 on, 6 off? Is that what it is? Or
Yeah,
what's
in the
split?
wintertime it's dark pretty much all day. We get
That's
maybe like
crazy.
4 hours of daylight.
That's crazy.
And in the summer it never goes down. You have to have blackout curtains.
See, that's annoying. Both
It'll be
ways.
bright
That's
as day at 1 a.m.
Yeah, that's so annoying. That's awful.
Yeah.
That's
You get used to it because
Alaska.
now
I
when I
heard
moved
it's
here
dope, though.
and the sun goes down at 8, I'm like weirded out because I wasn't used to it.
Yeah, like,
wow.
I only saw this in movies. You know?
Yeah. It's
That's
cool
funny,
though. It's
that's
cool.
funny. Yeah.
I loved living in Alaska. The schools at the time, they're really good schools. It's safer up there. Now, it's not so much now, but when I lived there, it was safer up there. And I have a lot of really good friends. I like kind of that small town vibe. I've never really been a city person.
Yeah, that's
Even
dope,
now, I live in the valley.
Yeah, that's so dope.
I mean, getting snowed in for 4 days straight. You're not really much of a
I grew
city.
up in rural areas.
And then you just go to LA where it's like 70 in the winter every day. You know what I mean? Like,
But I still go back to Alaska for Christmas. I can't have Christmas without snow.
oh, okay. Last question now. How cold is it on Christmas in Alaska?
You know, the last 2 years we didn't get as much snow as we usually do.
What's the
so
usual?
it's just
Global warming.
usually,
What's usually
but
like
it's
10
actually warmer when it snows. So it was really cold the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
couple of years, and it's like it gets 20 below easily. You literally
And
go
then
outside
wind.
with like 20 jackets on, and you can see your breath, and you run in the car and then scream for 15 minutes before you can actually drive anywhere.
Yep. I mean, I have that with New York, but it's like nothing like 20. Like, you know, like we got hit with some stuff, but nothing like that. That's like
that's kind of
insanity.
that's
fun,
next
it's
level.
fun.
Negative 20 and then wind, I'd just shoot myself. I'd be like, it's
Yeah.
over for me. It's over. I'd go. You made the right choice, like LA though.
Yeah, no, I love LA.
Yeah.
I love Alaska, but it's good for that like 2-3 weeks, and then right back here for the rest of the year.
You gotta warm your like toes and fingers up back in
Yeah.
LA after a couple weeks out there.
Yeah.
There's only so much Postmates you can.
Yeah.
I don't even think they have Postmates up there. They don't even have Uber in Alaska.
They can't drive nowhere. You
They got like the
frozen.
dogs. They got like the dogs, the sleds. See, that's how I picture it. I have no idea.
They
The
do
snow
have
dogs.
dog
That's
sleds.
so
They
sick,
do
though.
have
Uber
dog
snow
sleds.
dogs.
Like, who needs a whip? This is no gas. You know, like, I got the dogs just going. That's so sick. That's awesome.
That's legendary. Real.
I gotta
real.
get to Alaska one day.
Yeah,
I really do.
that me
I heard
too.
it's beautiful out
It
there.
is. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, and let me talk about this real quick. Weren't you doing in Alaska like a lot of, what were those, like beauty pageant or like?
Yeah,
No, like-
I paid for college through pageants. I did a bunch of random stuff, but that's how I got into modeling, I guess, more when I was older. I bikini modeled for many years because I'm not tall enough for runway and fashion. So I started working with a company
We
called...
changing that though. We changing that. Shout out to Ye. We changing that.
Longer strides.
Yeah,
we
Longer
changing
strides
that.
on the walls.
Just get the right angle.
Yeah, we changing that.
I started bikini modeling when I was like 18, I guess, professionally working for a company called Eugenia Swimwear. And they're based here in California, but we used to do all the catalog shoots in Mexico most of the time. And so I shot with them maybe 2 or 3 times a year. And I did that for, I think, like 7 years almost with that company.
Wow.
Up until I moved out here, and then I started doing other things. But yeah.
Wow. That's
Kind of my
through
escape. That was
college,
another
too.
escape from the snow. I got to go to Mexico
Right.
and shoot
Yeah.
I was
bikinis
gonna
and go
say,
back to the snow.
I was like, I know you weren't doing the bikini shoots in Alaska.
Do they sell bikinis in Alaska? There's no way. they
That
have
would be
bikinis
super
out there.
like-
They have a water park in Alaska, but it's
Indoor?
an indoor water park. Yeah.
How
Wow, how
is
cool.
it like-
That's dope.
It's actually
Yeah,
one of
that's
the
so dope.
largest indoor water parks. It's pretty
Wow,
cool.
that's fire.
That's actually super fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Han, like, where do you get like swimwear though? Is it only sold
Online.
exclusively out
Online.
Online. Okay,
Everything's
okay.
online.
But then, how do you get it delivered though? What if it's one of those days where you're snowed in, or weeks that you're snowed in?
You're just stuck then, aren't you?
So I'm really like intrigued by Alaska.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah,
man.
it's a whole nother world.
A lot of places don't even ship to Alaska. The
Yeah,
amount of
that's-
stuff my mom sends me to bring up there with me because they won't ship it to her is ridiculous.
Wow.
That's crazy though. That's so
Yeah.
dope. I
So
never. Yeah.
You're gonna go again this?
Yeah, I'm
Christmas?
going on December 13th.
Oh wow,
Already
nice.
got my ticket.
What's the Air Alaska?
Alaska Airlines. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Air Jordan, Air Alaska.
Is that a crazy like a lot of money? Not to get
Actually, it used to be. I feel like the prices went way down, or maybe I'm just buying it more in advance. But I got my flight for like $300
Round trip?
Round trip.
We might have to make that move.
Might have
We
to
might
make that
do,
move.
Like, a
It might be
BD
just 'cause
radio
it's
from
winter.
Alaska.
Radio live from
Yeah,
Alaska.
we might have to do that.
What's up? Can we do that? Can you set that up?
I'll
got-
give you guys a tour.
Where
We
can
gotta
we
go around
be?
summer though. I think I can't do it. I can't do it.
I definitely can't either.
Yeah.
I'm from Florida, and I came here, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
I only know Florida and California.
Yeah, you're super warm weather.
But I've always been into like fur coats and stuff like that. So maybe it makes sense that I finally go
It gets cold
somewhere.
in Florida sometimes though.
It sometimes does.
You
One
get
time I
some-
got off the plane in Florida, I had on like I had on like 3 hoodies, a sweatshirt, and a fur. And the dude goes, "I'm sorry, son. I think you're lost." But he was, he was so concerned.
This kid got on the wrong side.
Yeah,
Like,
he was like, "This is Home Alone." And he was like, "I'm so sorry, son, but I genuinely think you're lost." I was like, "Nah, we at Tampa International, right?" But I look like Dick Tracy and Cameron all in one.
That's hilarious.
But okay, well, that was a great information segment. I'm very glad we touched on that. National Geographic. You know,
we're sending this out.
We got the whole thing. Well, thank you so much for being, the guest today. And I'm learning at this. I'm new to this, so like I need my friends and people that I vibe with, coming up and easing me into the radio world. You know, so this guy's a professional, so I need to.
I need to. I've been doing it for a little.
Yeah, I'm trying to get on his level. So, but yeah, so thank you so much. We're gonna play one more record. This one's called
If I.
If I. If I. That's a good title.
That's like a Jadakiss title.
Yeah,
a little bit. It's a little.
As a featured.
This song's a little slower than the last two.
Okay, cool.
But it's
we'll go
different.
We'll go out on a slow.
It reminds me of like the Lion King or something. It could have been
amazing.
if they do a live action Lion King. This song needs to be in it.
This is it. You hear that? You hear that?
Yeah,
Whoever does Lion
I heard
King,
they are doing a live action version.
Wow!
I saw it on Facebook
Really?
yesterday. Yeah.
What is that? What was
the guy that did the Jungle Book is supposed to be doing it. So
I didn't see Jungle Book.
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
Oh,
yeah.
Amazing!
It's so
Really?
good.
And then
I'm watching it
Tarzan
tonight.
And then Tarzan came out like a week later.
I need to see
and
that
it's literally
one.
just a grown-up version of Jungle Book. It's just like Mowgli grew up.
Yeah.
It's the same movie.
Oh,
Yeah, I
shit,
didn't
gotta
see that
watch
one yet.
I messed up. Now I'm
But
pissed I
Samuel L.
didn't see it in
Jackson is
theaters.
hilarious
In Jungle Book?
No, in
Tarzan.
So like it actually, I think it's a spoof. Like the whole time I'm like, this is an SNL. Like, there's no way this is actually happening.
That's hilarious.
But Jungle Book was incredible. Did you like Jungle Book?
I loved it.
It was so good. So shout out to Scarlett Johansson for being the snake. Great scene. So you're saying they're gonna do a Lion King?
They're doing Lion King.
Like
That's
Jungle
what
Book.
Yeah.
Wow, that makes sense. I guess they're just gonna redo every movie now in this new.
Because they're doing Beauty and the Beast now after they did Cinderella. They're doing
no original ideas.
They're doing all of
They're
them.
just gonna redo everything in HD.
Yeah,
they're just gonna say, "Hey, it's in HD."
I know the story already, though. It's like, oh,
yeah, it's like no. This is 3D and HD. It's different. You know what I mean? And just like the Pokemon Go,
Lord.
I think they're gonna start doing every game now in augmented reality thing.
They should.
Like imagine Super Mario, but in real life. Like there's a mushroom. You people gonna be running in the middle of the street for mushrooms and stuff.
That's hilarious.
It's crazy. All right, cool. Well, thank you so much again.
Thank you.
And November-ish, Thanksgiving-ish. We should
I'll let
look
you
out.
know when I know.
Okay. Well, maybe we have a release. We come up here, have a release party.
Yeah, definitely come back.
Play the whole album.
Yeah, for sure.
And and we get vibes. We
get some
we get some
pumpkin
catering.
pie.
Some pumpkin pie. Maybe it's a Thanksgiving.
We'll dress as pilgrims and stuff. That'd be fire. I'm down with that.
Blankets.
I've been looking for an excuse to dress up as a pilgrim.
There you go.
Besides Halloween that's coming up.
Blankets minus the smallpox. All right. So before we get into this let's definitely get the social medias, Instagram,
I'm pretty easy. Everything is at Tatum Miranda.
There you go.
That's it.
At Tatum
Easy
Miranda.
enough. I'm the only Tatum Miranda in the world that I can find. When you Google me, I'm the only one.
Wow.
That's a great name.
That's a great name. And very important that you are owning the Google domain.
It's like
that.
you, Seal, and Oprah. like what else?
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, and I suggest definitely following because it's very good vibes.
For sure.
It's very good. So cool.
Let's get
Shine
into
time.
this.
Let's get into the If I.